Hey ladies, it's Robin Riggs, your Whole Nourish Health Coach, and today I'm kicking off a series on organics. So we all know that organics are better for our bodies than conventionally grown food, but we all have a budget as well. So I'm going to cover in the course of the next few weeks some things about organics that will help you to make more informed decisions. We'll talk about what the difference is between organic and conventional produce and meat, which foods are most important for you to be buying organic and spending a little bit more of that budget, and also the nutritional differences between conventional and organic produce and meat. This is also going to lead us into a discussion about genetically modified food as well, which is going to follow our organic discussion. Now, I know that most people know that organics are better for our bodies because they have less pesticides, hormones, antibiotics, and other chemicals that our body is not meant to process and cannot really handle. But most people don't realize that when you buy organic versus conventional, you're actually getting more nutrient-dense foods as well. Scientists have been wondering for quite some time if conventional and organic foods have the same nutrient value in them. There have been lots of studies in this area. A meta-study is when scientists look at the result of a lot of different similar studies and they find the common grounds. And what they found is that the nutrient value of organic produce and meat is higher than its conventional counterpart. The study, first of all, finds that organic dairy and meat contain about 50% more omega-3 fatty acids, which is, of course, very important to me because you know how important I think omega-3s are for your brain health, your heart health, and your whole body, really. So you may wonder how cows that were raised organically would end up having more omega-3 in their meat and dairy milk than their conventional counterparts. The reason for this is that cows that are raised on an organic farm are generally grass-fed as well. And when you have a cow that's eating grass, it's ingesting a lot more omega-3s from the plants. When you're looking at traditional dairy cows or cows that are raised for meat in a conventional setting, they're eating a lot of grain because it's cheaper. And the grain is not doing our bodies any favors because it's very low in nutrient value. Now that said, the organic meat and dairy still contain a lot less omega-3s than your wild-caught salmon and other cold water fish that are wild-caught, not farm-raised. So that's another great source of your omega-3s. Another large meta-analysis published in 2004 found that organic crops like carrots, broccoli, apples, blueberries have substantially higher concentrations of antioxidants and other beneficial compounds than its conventional counterpart. And the reason for this is really interesting as well. When you have organic crops, they have to work a lot harder to fight off all of the environmental hazards around them, like pests and plant diseases and things like that. Now, normally in conventionally raised crops that are sprayed with pesticides and herbicides and things like that, those crops don't have to work as hard to fight off their surroundings because the chemicals on them are already doing that work for them. When a crop is fighting off pests and fighting off diseases, it actually produces more of those antioxidants and some of the other compounds that are helpful for us when it is fighting off those environmental factors. Kind of cool, huh? Here's a great example of that. You can take a look at this chart and see the dramatic differences between mineral content in some of the organic versus conventional produce. Take a look at the spinach, for example, and if you look over at the iron column, you'll see a really dramatic difference in how much iron is in conventional spinach versus organic. So we'll talk about many different things as it relates to organics over the next few weeks, but I wanted to just start off by giving you a different view of them and helping you realize that it's more than just the pesticides that we're worried about and the hormones and the antibiotics. There are other reasons as well to buy organic when you can. Now, if the choice comes down to organic produce or no produce at all, I would rather you have conventional. I don't want you to think that organic is so important that if you can't afford to buy organic produce, you're not eating it. I always want you to pick the vegetables first, regardless of if they're conventional or organic. But as we move forward in this series, you'll learn a little bit more about where to really concentrate your budget on organic and some of the other areas where you can kind of be a little bit flexible. So look for some more information coming your way in the next couple of weeks. Thanks, ladies. Bye-bye.